Hey guys, Kev here, and I have an unboxing video to do for you. So, real quick, I did get a couple packages in earlier, and one of which I tried to record, but I was using a different kind of camera holding arm thing that I didn't like all that much. Excuse me while I drink my nettle tea. So I'm back to my old, arm holder thing. The one I got was basically so I could do the live streams easier. But I thought I'd try it for videos, and I don't know, I might try it again, but right now I'm just used to this and it's fine, right? So, anyway, I had to delete that one video because I got like 2 minutes in and got annoyed. So I got these things in from right here. Let's do this. So there we go. I got 3 things in, and the first was from my brother Chris, Grady's Gear. He sold his Microtech Bounty Hunter. So it's a Microtech Ultratech Bounty Hunter. I've had a couple of these. I've had a couple of the UTX 85s as well, and I've sold them all basically because Microtech OTFs are just not for me. I love the Bounty Hunter editions because they're Bounty Hunter editions, but that's really where it ends. Like, I have Axial Gear. I have the Axial Gear Shift OTF, both of these made in America, and this one just fires better. It's more comfortable. That button is just less, now that I have both in hand right here, it's just a lot less like aggressive. This one's kind of slippery yet aggressive, so it hurts trying to, because you're slipping a little, and then it's just like you're sliding all over that jimping, where this grips you perfectly, and it's not like tough to deploy. I don't know, it's hard to explain, to quantify it, but I just prefer these. Plus, no stupid glass breaker. That's the biggest downfall of these, but yet they match the aesthetic, so you kind of want to keep it. I don't know. Anyway, that's why I sold all of mine, and I guess, he ended up selling his too. It just ends up being more novelty than anything, and for some of us, we can't afford to just have $300 novelty knives, if that makes sense. So he sent me that because he sold it to a guy in Canada, and I proxy for people in Canada, and I offered to help. Although I think Chris should get his shit together and start sending shit to Canada himself. Then he also loaned me the notorious EDC Beer Bomb. So this is the packaging for it. He loaned me this guy right here, which is pretty cool. It's a little pry tool / bottle opener / hex driver or bit holder / kind of got vibes of Mario the Bomber guys. Yeah, it's got a little pry tip thing back here. Now, I'm going to say this is a novelty item as well. This is just not that functional in my opinion. Now, I haven't carried and used it, so, I can't 100% speak to that, but like just putting it in certain grips, like it's just not going to come out of your pocket and do very many things like when you need it in a pinch. For example, today, my fulcrum got a bit of a workout. We had a dryer delivered today, and the guys who delivered it were supposed to take it down in the basement and then take the old one out. And they got to the basement door and they were like, oh, this isn't going to fit. And, they tried for like 2 seconds. And what ended up happening was I paid for install and everything, and they basically just left my dryer in the living room. And I was like, fuck, what do I do? Like, I can't just have a dryer here, especially I had the big box for it. Like, my kid comes home at 5:30. She's a 2-year-old or a 18-month-old. She's just going to wreak havoc. And anyway, so I had to do something. So I'm like, shit. So I take the fulcrum out and I pry the molding off real quick of the door. Then I get the flathead part, and I got the screws out for the hinges, because I had to also use a hammer, put my fulcrum up against it, and hammer out the, that what is that thing called? It goes through the hinge, the bar, you know what I mean? that thing. I had to knock that out, and I used the fulcrum for that. I hope I didn't like loosen it up or anything. Feels fine to me. And then I had to get the hinges out completely because this dryer was just so wide. It would only fit with me taking the hinges off. I had to take the door off the dryer. Shout out to my wife. She also helped a lot. And then I had to freaking get behind it and go down the stairs, like in front of it, I mean, and just like bulk carry this thing down the stairs by myself. My wife was trying to help, obviously. And then I had to install it. It like sucked. It really did. But the fulcrum came up clutch, like 3 or 4 different times in that situation, where if I had this in my pocket, I wouldn't even have thought to pull it out. I don't think I could have got behind the molding with this because of how fat it is, and then you have these corners. I don't think I could have been able to unscrew I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely thicker on that sort of flathead tip. So I don't know if it would have even... Plus, how much of that is actually sticking out? Like, just... So, as a functional piece, no, but I get it. It's kind of like a knuck, which I think people carry to, like... I don't know what those are for. So you could punch somebody with it or something, which in turn is going to hurt you more than them, probably. But honestly, I think these are just sort of to have, right? Like, it's just a cool conversation piece type of thing. So I'm not knocking this. I totally get it. You know what I mean? I have random stuff too. Like, people carry worry donuts and shit. Like, I totally get it. I just want to make it clear that I don't think it's anywhere near like useful as this is, if that makes sense. But I have nothing against it. I still think it's cool. Would I carry one? No. Just because it's just extra weight in my pocket, really for no reason, because I'm still going to end up carrying this, and this does everything this does. It's got the driver, it's got the flathead, it's got obviously the driver part, it's got the pry bar on it. I can pop a bottle so easy with this. Plus, I found out the hard way that these corners are kind of sharp on here, and I know that's on purpose so you can open boxes with them, but like just sliding your finger down it, like it can catch and hurt a little bit. So, you know, this thing's not exactly for me, but I totally get it. It's a cool looking piece, and I think that's why Chris likes it, because it's a nice conversation piece. You can also probably fidget with this instead of a knife when you're in a place where you can't whip a knife out. So definitely cool. So that's the Beer Bomb from Notorious EDC. Let me put my fulcrum up here. And then my buddy Lewis, addicted to knives, sent me back my Osprey EDX from, I think this is mine. I don't know. Osprey EDX, Oaksworks knife. I've reviewed this. I really do like this knife, although I am sort of tempted to sell it just because I didn't exactly like miss it all that much. I do really like it, and it is lefty friendly in terms of carry, so that gives it a huge benefit. But I don't know, it's like I just want that flick to be a little bit better. Now the ergos and the actual as a knife, this thing is really, really good, and that's where it shines, and that's why I do like it. But yeah, I'm probably gonna end up moving it. I may post it before this video ever posts. But anyway, that is the Osprey EDX in the carbon fiber version, and it has M390, or as some people lately I've noticed, they call it the M390, which is weird, but okay. So I'm going to put that away. And finally, we have a box to unbox, and I guess we can use the Osprey. Now, you know what? Let's test out the Beer Bomb on that, right? This is from White Mountain Knives. Shout out to Justin over at White Mountain Knives. See if we can cut through this tape. Ugh. I think I got it. Oh, there's more. Yeah, it definitely would work in a pinch, but I would not rely on it. It kind of works once you get it in there. That's what she said. So these are two completely random things. You're going to be, yeah. And, of course, there's some penis in there for us. So we have that. If you guys haven't heard of nettle tea, it's freaking awesome. It's like peppermint, but a lot more muted. Like, doesn't have that minty flavor. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it still has that kind of like peppermint taste without the mint. I don't know. I know that's dumb. So we have a Civivi and a Boker. What? What, Kev? You've talked shit on Civivi, but obviously you like some of their models. And Boker Plus? You hate on Boker. Well, let's start with that. This is a Boker Plus pen. So, I don't know why, but the child in me had to get this. I saw this on White Mountain Knives website. Or no, I saw it on their Instagram. I haven't even seen it on the website yet, but I may have just missed it. And it's kind of tactical looking, so not my style of a pen. But there's one key thing I really like about it. So, the pen right here comes out like that. And there you go. You have a pen. Whoop, whoop. Looks like it has a ballpoint in it. That's nice. And you rotate that back. I wonder what kind of cartridge is in here, considering it can't be that long. But anyway, the key feature here is, see if it locks. Yes, it does. I think it locks. Okay, so hold on. I think I just undid the pen part. So hold on a second. Ah, so it's a very tiny sort of cartridge in there, see? You probably can't. I don't know if that unscrews further. I don't know how you get it out of there. It does come with an extra one, which is cool. And it comes with this cap, which I wonder... No, yeah, okay, hang on a second. Oh, you see that? See that screw? You'll understand that in a second, I think. All right, so that's back on. Screw, right? Okay, it feels like pretty cheap aluminum. This go on here? No, so what is this for? Okay, anyway, you can turn, there you go, you could turn up here. So that looks like on, I guess? Off? I don't know, we're going to find out in a second. This is the clip, but it's also, yeah, so it's locked right now. Turn it this way. Now those line up. Check it. A little D2 blade comes out of there. Dude, the action is incredible. And I'm not just being a jackass. Like, it's easy to move. It pops. Yes. So this cap seems to come off. So let me see a second right here. Oh, so if you're going somewhere where you don't want it to accidentally deploy, you can actually render the blade useless by putting that cap on. And you can also just lock it, I guess. And then blade can't come out, right? So I get that. I would never do that, but that's kind of cool. Would have been cool if they made it where it just fit on top of the existing cap, right? Come on. Sorry. It's D2. Let's see if it's sharp. So I was thinking this would be a cool knife to have for, like, packages, right? Oh, come on. I mean, I'm guessing the tip and everything will go through stuff, but it's not sharp. Doesn't have a good edge on it at all. But I guess that doesn't matter. My thought was I would use it for stuff like this, right? Like, oh, I got this Civivi here I got to open. I got my pen. Oh, okay, cool. Let me just, right? And that's what I was thinking it'd be useful for. So, and I just thought it would be cool to have on the channel, right? I'm tempted to test it if I can fail it by hitting it, but then I'm worried it won't re-engage. So it does fail. Let's see if it acts like a normal OTF. Yep. So that's pretty cool. I mean, whoa. The pen part just popped off of there. Like, that was weird. Hold on. Just want to make sure it doesn't hit me or something. So you could just take this off and keep this in your pocket if you want. You could just have this little mini OTF in your pocket. I mean, it has a clip, right? So they are separate pieces. But what I don't like is how it just sort of popped off of there, like real easy. Maybe I turned too hard. I don't know. Now it's, yeah, now it's good. So you got a pen to write shit, and you got an OTF to unbox shit. That's pretty cool. So I'll leave it locked, and I don't know. It may eventually just end up being a giveaway knife, but there you go. It's made by Cobra Tech. I think that's their logo. So that's the Boker OTF pen, which in all honesty is pretty dumb, but the kid in me wanted it, so the kid in me got it, right? Grab one more sip, then we can get into this. This is the Civivi Altus. This is the button lock model that just came out, and I'm kind of excited because it's a more, you know, it's a little more legit size than what they came out with the Cogent, so we'll see. But it's thumb studs, and let's see, it is kind of a little bit annoying that this, you know, $80 or $70 Civivi came with that pouch, but this $230, $240 Wii did not come with a pouch. That's a little bit annoying to me, to be honest. So it does have a reversible clip. I will tell you, based off of first impressions or whatever I've heard from other people. Now, I don't know if those other people have had the G10 version. I've seen the wood one a lot on YouTube. That seems to be the one Civivi sent out for free to other YouTubers. I saw this on Everyday Minimalist. I saw it on Birdshot. So they provided those. And it was probably maybe because of the wood, because this is heavier than you would expect. And that's something I would have thought would have been noted in those videos. So I'm guessing the wood one is different somehow. Maybe it's, you know, the G10 is heavier than the wood, or perhaps it doesn't have the same liners, or maybe because it's wood, they expected it to be heavier. I don't know. But that's the first thing I noticed is like, oh, it's kind of heavy. Okay, there's the blade. So it is a lot smaller than I kind of anticipated. Now, I knew it was going to be smaller than the Cogent, but I didn't know how much smaller. And I called it yesterday. I was doing a knife ramble, and we went to the website to look, and they called this a satin. Now, I don't know if that was just Blade HQ or White Mountain or whoever's website it was, but it was a satin. And I knew right away this was going to be a bead blast. This is a freaking bead blast. They do it every time because they're cheap. They're trying to save money or whatever. I don't know what it is. They keep doing bead blasts. It's kind of annoying. We would prefer stonewash or something, right? The steel, I believe, is Nitro-V. You're going to have a hard time seeing this, but maybe it will focus on that. Can you see it right there? Yep, Nitro-V. Here's your close-up look. Black G10. I went with the black G10 scales because it came with the satin blade. The only way to get my Carta was to get the stupid Damascus. That's the same, you know, sort of variant I got of the Cogent, and I hated that black Damascus shit. And then they had some other, like, wood, but those all had coated blades. So this was the only way to get this blade. It is thumb studs versus flipper tab on the Cogent. It does have the lock stick like the Cogent, but it's not bad in any way. The sort of action here is decent. It's not like dropping shut or anything. I mean, it is. It's just not like guillotining, and I'm sure it's just going to get better. I'm starting to think that my thumbs are just so callous now that they're sliding off of thumb studs. Like, I'm just missing studs a lot, and I don't think I can blame the studs anymore. I think it's honestly my thumbs are just beat to hell. Because when I go to do a reverse flick on something like this, it flies out, right? And I don't miss it. I will say that feels really good, that reverse flick. I'm going to go reverse the clip because I want to make sure all my lefties know if it's easy or not. And because it's freaking Civivi Wii, we're going to need 2 drivers. So we're going to take a T6 and we're going to take the clip up. Try to keep the screws in. So far, so good. I've had one experience with the Keen Natter or Nader where there's some reviewer who calls it the Keen Nadar, and it cracks me up every time I hear him say it. I think it might be Metal Complex. The Keen Nadar. I love that. Yeah, the Keen Nadar was the one where I couldn't get the screw out because the barrel started spinning, and that might be happening right now. Come on, baby. No, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Yes, we got it. It's because they Loctited it way too much. Look at that. Brutal. But we got it, so it's all good. Go watch that video if you want to laugh. Jesus. That was a brutal one. It's not tightening now. Okay, let's do this. It's like, what? Tomorrow is Lefty Live, at least for me. Today is February 1st, I believe. And I'm having on Gideon stuff. Gonna be cool. Tomorrow's gonna be a crazy day for me personally. I got a big work meeting in the morning I gotta get up and drive for and be there. And then I have some appointments. I have a few things going on, and then the live stream. So it should be interesting. So we have it reversed, so now we can use that clip to our pleasure. I don't know. The action is just, is it getting better? Or see, like sometimes it drops and other times it kind of doesn't. Maybe I'm learning here. Now, I do want to note the detent is spot on perfect. I mean, they did pretty good on the Cogent, but the Cogent, you could still fail and whatever. This, I mean, I would have a hard time failing, and if I did, it would be like really, really on purpose. You know what I mean? I just got to hold the button. I think that's my problem. So you either got to hold it and let it close, or just tap it and let go at the right time. And that's, you gotta learn when to let go. And it's a little harder left-handed because of the way you pinch the knife. You can't just let go of the button. Whereas right-handed, you're holding the knife, and then you can just let go. Which is also hard now because I reversed the clip, but whatever. I'm better off just doing this and waiting for it to close. I do wish it had a flipper tab that I could play with. There's a little hidden one back here if you want to get your finger in there. And I can't get it. All right, so you can slow roll it. You can obviously flick it, reverse flick it. Let's cut with it. Yep, it's a Wii, guys. They freaking nail their grinds. They're so good with grinds. You got to give them credit where credit's due, and they really kill it with grinds. It's dead nut centered. They kill it with that too. Usually their fit and finish, all that stuff is very good. For all you guys who have been hating so much on the Civivi C and how it's always the same color and it doesn't match this or that or whatever, they did something here. I mean, look, they blacked it out. It's barely noticeable. It never bothered me, but you can shut up now because this is pretty much ghosted. There's no billboarding anywhere. I mean, if you want to count that blacked out C, you can, but I think they did a good job on that. I think a lot of people are going to like this knife. I get it now why some people say it's the Elementum sort of killer or whatever. I never liked that knife, so it didn't matter to me, but the ergos are good. You can definitely feel the clip in your palm big time, so it's almost better to leave it on the right side, but I want to carry it lefty. You can use this flat sort of as a choke up point. That works really well, so I get good control. It's a nice spear point, drop point, whatever you want to call it. So I can do very good sort of shipping label cut. Should be good for that. Yeah, I mean, my only real negative off the top is that it's a little heavier than anticipated. It'd be cool if they did a micarta version with actual satin, or you know, did something to lighten it up a little bit. There is milling in there. They're just like thick liners. I wonder why they made it so thick and heavy. But it is good in hand because of that. So I do like it. It's got that stick. There's a little bit of blade play already. So I wonder, should we take it apart? We got that screw, and that screw to take out. I mean, you got the whole button lock thing to contend with. Maybe I should just Loctite it. Let's see if it's Loctited. We can go from there. Yeah, it's already loose, see. That's what, oh God, look at that. Scale's coming off already. Hold on. It's all pretty tight, so I never like it when knives try to spread apart as I remove the pivot, but it's just that top G10 layer. It's not the whole knife spreading, which is good. So let me leave it like that. Do you have anything to use this? Sorry, I'm trying to grab stuff. I'm just trying to not have this excess Loctite on here. There we go. Okay. Should be good. Squeeze it down. Let's see what happens when we actually tighten it down a little bit. So our centering is good. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. The action isn't great with a tightened pivot. Let's see how much play there is. 0 play, so just backed off a little bit. Don't really feel anything. Yeah, I don't feel anything there. So I think we're good. Can I tighten it a little bit? Huh? That's pretty good. It should break in. Feels weird. What is that feeling? Just gonna back off a little bit. Try not to flick it too much because I don't want the Loctite to schmooze all over the place. I think we're going to be good there. I'm just going to check one more time. Yeah, there's no real play or anything. There's no lock rock either. I know some people like to check that on button locks. Centering, dead nuts. So we're good to go there, guys. So that's it. That was a unboxing of the Civivi Knives Altus button lock, the new one. And excuse me, and my Boker pen here. The OTF pen, which is, I mean, it's a cool concept, you know what I mean? Boom! It just shoots across the room. Stick somebody in the eye. I think it's interesting. I think they went too tactical, but, you know, I kind of like the fact that you can separate them. You can still have your pen and just have a micro pen, and then, or you could take this with you and just have a little OTF in your pocket. I mean, if you're in California, I'm sure this is good. I think this holds the blade in, but I can't be certain. Still kind of cool. I don't know how hard it would be to get refills if you really used this pen, right? And then we also have the Beer Bomb from Notorious EDC. So some cool pocket stuff here today. A shout out to Grady's Gear and Addicted to Knives and Notorious EDC. And big shout out to White Mountain Knives, where I got these two. You can use my code there, LeftyTEN, L-E-F-T-Y 10, for 10% off your order and free shipping in the U.S. I think they still have some of these at the time of this filming. So let me know what you guys think. Would you get one of these? Would you like to see it as a giveaway for Lefty Live or something? Because I really don't, you know, it's really novelty here. This might be a good thing to give my wife, maybe. She could use this to open packages and then also use the pen. So maybe I'll offer it to her. And do any of you have a beer bomb? What's your take on that? Do you think it's a useful tool, or are you like me where you think it's awesome? It's just kind of novelty, right? And then the Altus. Definitely an awesome little button lock from Civivi. I'm excited to see more button locks, and they're nailing the detents on these. So you got to give them credit there. Gonna let this lock tight, and then I will be carrying it going forward, and obviously you'll get my full review. So that's it. I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.